So moving along from part one, I decided to actually put this into a two-part. The first part was obviously looking at the wiring loom and other bits and pieces and actually dismantling everything we've got as a starter motor. Ultrasonic cleaner is all warmed up, so we're going to load that up with some of the parts. I'm not obviously going to put that part in and clean that by hand while the ultrasonic cleaner is doing its magic. I'm going to remove the rubber O-ring, but most of the other parts I can drop in. Already got my goggles on, thick gloves, just in case it splashes back, you never know. So I'm just going to run a few bits at a time. So that'll be the first batch going through, and then I'll run the other bits through afterwards. So I'll put these through for a 15-minute cycle, have a look, see what they come out like. They may need to go back in, but we'll have a look after 15 minutes. So the parts have just finished. I actually run them for two 15-minute sessions. I actually decided to clean that one up by hand. And the outer casing's come up pretty good. Again, that was by hand. This has only had one 15-minute session, the rest have had two. It has lifted a lot of the dirt off, so I just need to run these through a cold water wash, give them a dry off, and then I'll run them under the coarser scouring wheel and then the finer scouring wheel, and I'll show you the results. So there we go, there's all the parts been cleaned. Even the bolts actually came up, they had to go under the wire wheel. Now all that's left to do is put it back together again. The only thing I have forgotten is the O-ring that goes in here. So I can get everything assembled and just loose fit the cap. My mistake, I totally forgot to order it. And then I can fit that at a later date, but as I say, apologies for that, that was my my oversight. But let's get this put back together. Right, so I've now laid the parts out in exactly the right order. Still got my fiche picture. Obviously it shows the end cap already in place. So you've got the outer circlip, the cog, inner circlip, the main cap itself, the two cogs that fit inside, then there's a washer, then the plate, another washer, the actual main drum itself, the outer housing, the contacts, the three washers, the end cap, and two screws. Let's say the only thing I don't have is that one. If I can get all of it put together, and then all I've got to do is just undo the screws, take off the top cap, put in the O-ring when it arrives. I say oversight by my on my thoughts. That was my fault, but we can still get this back together, and then I'll just replace the O-ring as soon as it comes in. Right, so let's start with this. Right, so that's both O-ring, both circlips, the main cog. Right, that's where it locks into position. I'll make sure I get it lined up with that screw hole. Right, so that's now in the right position. Just locating tabs 1, 2, 3, just another one there. So now I need to carefully pop this screw back in place. And that holds it all in position. Three washers. And the end cap. So I've got to take that off again when that O-ring appears. Right, just get a bigger screwdriver. Alright, back on with the JIS. Need to get the bolts that actually hold it in place. I don't have those either. So that is the finished article. As I say, I've just got that O-ring to put inside. Right, see if it spins any more freely than what it did. Yep, spinning a lot better. As I say, the O-ring's got to go in, these bolts have got to be tightened down, so there is a bit of... But no, that feels a lot better than it did. Well, thanks for joining me on that one. Hope that one was helpful. That was a bit, let's say, another learning experience. Stripping apart the starter motor, cleaning it up, putting it all back together. As I say, my mistake on the O-ring, but I'll get that ordered. Shouldn't take too long, and I'll pop that in, and that will be ready to go back in the bike. A lot of people will probably say, why don't you just go and buy another starter motor? Which is a fair point, but I'm trying to learn myself from this. I didn't replace the brushes. The brushes actually don't seem that bad. There's still quite a lot of life left on them, so I'm going to use them for now. The actual starter motor repair kit, which has the brushes, is available, quite expensive. But as I say, it was nice to actually bring that back up. I did have a look at how much starter motors are for Z650, and they're not cheap. So I wanted to see if I could actually strip it down, refurb it myself, clean all the parts up, and try and make it good. So hopefully that will be okay. But as I say, plenty more to go on the bike, plenty more to go on the build, lots of refurbishment. I've got lots more polishing coming up, because obviously I need to do the clutch cover and the points cover. Also want to revisit the rocker head cover and just give them a quick going over, but as I say, I'll do that mostly off camera. the polishing process, as anybody knows, is quite a long, tedious process. So I'll normally just plonk a chair, sit in front of the bench grinder and polish away. Obviously the wet and dry and all the work beforehand. I need to, obviously, the wiring loom that I showed you in the last episode, I need to have a look at that. I have made some phone calls. 3 to 350 pounds is what I've been quoted. 300 being the cheapest end. That is made to order. It takes about 6 weeks. I have found a place around 350, a little bit quicker, but I'm still not sure. It's a lot of money. But let me know in the comments box below what you think on the wiring loom. As I say, it does come down to money. It's a lot for, well, what seems to be quite a basic wiring loom. Wiring has never been my strong point. Electrics has never been my specialty. So I'm not really sure which way to go, whether to try and start and salvage what I have left of the original and see what I can do, or just bite the bullet and just go for a brand new loom. Obviously it won't be original. Obviously the one I've got is, but it is hacked to pieces. So, but say, let me know in the comments box below. Again, as usual, big shout out to all the subscribers, and a big shout out to all my patrons. Thank you so much for all the help and advice you give me and the support. It really means a lot. I can't put it into words how much that support means. Your donations help me with various things around the garage, all the little things, you know, buffing wheels, polishing wheels, scouring pads, etc. You know, I keep saying thank you, but it is part of an appreciation of how you support me. There is a link in the description below to my Patreon page if you do wish to support me. All the money is ploughed into the channel. It buys, well, you've seen what stuff I actually go through. It replenishes all them parts, and it buys me paint, etc. All the bits I need to keep these videos going and these projects rolling from week to week. Also a link in my, I'll start again, sorry. Also a link in the description to my tip cup if you just like a video and you want to donate whatever as a tip. There's a link in the description of how you can do that. It takes you straight to my PayPal. It's a one-off donation if you wish to help. As I say, any help is much appreciated. I really do appreciate it. But say that just about wraps it up for this episode. So join me again next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.